I'm coming. Hello, 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 hello. Can you hear me now? All right. So, okay, then if you can hear me, then I'm going to start the session. Yeah. Okay. All right. Hello, good day, everyone. I believe we are all doing well by God's grace. Yeah. So today marks the beginning of the virtual AI and machine learning training, and I would like to welcome you all to this wonderful training because trust me, this is going to be an amazing ride, and you are really going to you are really going to learn a lot of skills and in fact high impact skills that would would earn you a lot of money in the near future. Right. Yeah. So with this 6 week training or with this 6 week journey, we'll explore the world of artificial intelligence and machine learning, which are technologies that are changing the world right now. Yes, and this program is proudly organized by the College Caucus of the 16th SRC Parliament in collaboration with GAD Academy, and it's made possible through support from Build It. Yes, amazing. So a brief intro about me. My name is Godson Entry, and I'll be the instructor for this program. Yes, I'm a skill coach, and what I do is I help people productize their skills before they are replaced. And I've been in the artificial intelligence space for about 2 years now, and I've coached about 60 students from last year, and I'm still coaching about 50 students currently, which started this month in data science. Yeah, so you are really going to earn a lot of value from this training, and I hope you would take time. I hope you would take time to understand every single bit of information. We are going to create a platform where you guys can all contribute, ask questions, submit assignments and projects so we can track your progress. Right? Yeah. So I would need maximum attention from you all. I need persistence, I need consistency, and I need this habit of grit from you all, because although this training is a wonderful one, you really need a lot of good traits like consistency and grit to complete it. All right, so without talking too much, let's just dive in and get started. Right, so we are going to talk about artificial intelligence and what it means. Yeah, because we can't just start a training without understanding the basics. Right. Now, one thing about me is whenever I'm teaching, I don't use complex definitions for the start, because it will get to a point where we'll dive deeper in all those things. Right. So for now, you can basically look at this artificial intelligence, AI, like a smart machine that can think. We have natural intelligence, right? Natural intelligence is more like humans. Humans, we have brain, and we can think, right? That's amazing. Now we want to create this world, we want to simulate natural intelligence into machines, right? So when you do something like that, you are creating a system where you make a machine, you give a machine the capability to think, and that's what artificial intelligence is about. So basically, artificial intelligence is when machines can learn, solve problems, and make decisions like humans. So that is all we need as a basic definition for artificial intelligence. Now there are a couple of, when you go to different sources will give you different types of AI and a whole lot, right? But then I would narrow everything down into three types of AI. We have narrow AI, we have general AI, and we have super intelligent AI. Now, one thing about AI is that it's a space, or it's a field that has come to stay. But then not every single bit of idea or projects have been completed. Right. So if you check the times very well, the first one, which is narrow AI. When I talk about narrow AI, is basically an AI which is focused on one task. So it only does one thing very well. So example, ChatGPT. ChatGPT answers questions. So you can give it a prompt and it gives you a response, right? So this is one task that is being focused on. And we have general AI. So general AI is still a goal. It hasn't been achieved yet, right? It can learn and think like a human. And the main aim is to think like a human across any topic. And with this, we don't have it yet. Although ChatGPT can do quite a couple of things, it's not yet perfect, right? And general AI is more like building an AI system that can do almost everything. That is why the name, you can see general here, right? So general AI, we still don't have it yet, and as I said, it's still a goal, right? And we have super intelligent AI. So super intelligent AI is basically a theoretical AI that could be smarter than humans. Please, I used that could be. So it means it's a probability. You get it? And this is a cool stuff, but then actually it's far off, because yes, it's a future possibility. So you guys can see how the AI space is growing and how companies and industries are planning to build amazing things. Right. So this program, this training is a very wonderful training. And if you are part of this training, it's a great step, because you are going to learn something that would never be replaced. Because AI is replacing jobs. So if you don't want your job to be replaced, you have to learn how to use AI, right? At least even if you don't know how to, even if your job could be replaced and you don't have any skill, at least you have to know AI. And even if you can't build AI, you have to learn how to use AI. It's very, very important, right? Yeah. So let's move on to the next one, which is how AI works. So AI is very simple. Take this example. When you are preparing for an exam, what do? You When you are preparing for an exam, what do? You take your notes, you compile slides, and you make sure you learn them. So you can assume the slides as data, right? So when you are learning the slides, when you are learning your notes, you are feeding your brain with data, because you can't just go into the examination hall with an empty mind hoping you would be able to write every single thing. You have to learn something, and that is what we are simulating into machines. So before you can make an AI work, you need data. and you have to train the system to learn from the data. So when you train the system to learn from the data, next time when you ask it a question, it will be able to give you a response. As simple as that. So natural intelligence and artificial intelligence in one way or the other is someone is saying I'm like in one way or the other is interrelated, right? AI is more like taking concepts from how natural intelligence works. So as I gave an example, the example I gave, let's say you are preparing to write a paper on calculus. You take your calculus notes, you take your calculus slides, you read them, you solve questions. Now you've trained your brain on calculus data. So when you enter the examination hall and they ask you a question, you'll be able to answer because you've trained your mind on the calculus data. Same as AI. If you want an AI to give you a response, you have to train it on the data, right? And before it can actually give you the actual response, it should have been trained on that particular data. Now, I would explain how ChatGPT works for you so you get to understand it vividly, right? But before that, let's look at something. Once it learns from data and examples, it can now make predictions or decisions based on patterns. Based on patterns. So you realize that AI can make predictions. When we get to machine learning, I'll give you an example. If you want to build a model that can predict if patients have pneumonia, what you have to do is that you have to take large sample of X-ray images of patients who have pneumonia and patients who do not have, sorry, of patients who have pneumonia and normal human beings who do not have pneumonia. So when you train the data on that, next time when you ask the model, when you ask the system, or when you upload an image of a patient who has pneumonia, it will be able to predict it because it has learned from sample data or X-ray images of pneumonia patients. If it is normal, it will be able to classify that as well. So AI can also make predictions and decisions based on patterns. Based on the patterns it learned from the data, it will be able to make the predictions or decisions. Right. Now we have an example here. ChatGPT learns from billions of texts to answer questions, write emails, or explain ideas in plain English. So this is simple. This is simple. Let me explain it vividly. Please pay attention very well. With this, I don't have a text on it, but then you can listen to me and understand it perfectly. Right. So now when you take ChatGPT, now ChatGPT has been trained on a lot of text. So imagine giving a computer access to massive library with books, right? Articles, websites, stories, and conversations all in one place. So OpenAI, right? OpenAI is the company behind ChatGPT, right? Yeah. So they have servers. They have servers which can host all this data, right? Now what happens is that they train or they have trained, or let me put it this way, ChatGPT was trained on billions of words from the internet. Do you get it? So when you ask it a question based on what it has learned from the data, it would be able to provide a response. So that is the basic concept behind how ChatGPT works. Do you get it? Now, let me give another scenario. Let me give another scenario. If you take a critical look at how ChatGPT works, realize that as soon as you give it a prompt is like a question. It gives you the response quickly, right? Now, ChatGPT has this feature which is basically a super smart word predictor. So let's say if you type today, I feel very, because it has this feature of super smart word predictor, it will be able to predict what you are typing. You get it? It has probability, maybe what would happen next, and it will be ready to generate the response. So as soon as you give it a prompt based on the data it has been trained on, it gives you the, yes, I like the comment, right? Yeah, it gives you the response as soon as possible, right? Now, ChatGPT doesn't think like a human. Even though ChatGPT sounds smart, it's not conscious. In fact, it doesn't understand how you feel as well. It doesn't know facts the way humans do. It just uses probabilities. So if many people say the sun rises in the east, it learns that it is a likely response when asked about the sun. You get it? So when you ask it a question, where does the sun rise? It will just answer the sun rises in the east. Not because it knows it, but because that's the most likely answer it has seen. And when I say it has seen, based on the data it has been trained on. So that is basically how ChatGPT works, right? This is an intro session. I don't want to bring in architecture and all that and explain because I know most of us are beginners, right? So when we dive deeper, I would explain everything in detail for you to get a better response, right? Now, let's look at what an AI agent is. If we check the curriculum very well, we have AI agents here, right? Yeah, so I would have to explain what an AI agent is to you so you guys would understand what I mean by that. Now, we've spoken about artificial intelligence, and as I said, I defined intelligence as I defined artificial intelligence as when computers or machines are designed to think or act in ways that seem intelligent, like solving problems, understanding language, or recognizing faces or something like that. Yes. Now, AI agents is more like a goal-oriented smart assistant. So what happens is that if ChatGPT can generate responses for me, I can build an agent from the functionality of ChatGPT that can do a specific task or that can perform a specific goal. Right. In the next slide, I would explain with an example so you guys understand it very well. Right. Now, let's take a critical look at the the definition. AI agent, a system that senses, thinks, and acts to achieve a goal. Now, this is a basic definition. This is a basic definition. But then it is very detailed. Now, once I'm done explaining the types of AI agents, with the next slide, I'll use an example to explain so you get the explanation very well. Now, for now, let me hold on with the types and explain how a typical AI agent looks like. So you get to understand it well. Now let's look at this diagram. You realize that at this point, you can see Google Drive here, the icon, the logo here. You can see web here. You can see form submission here. You can see Chat GPT. You can see this, how Chat GPT works. You can see Chat GPT here, right? Now look at something. Initially, I mentioned that AI agents are goal-oriented smart assistants, right? Now look at this. This is an AI agent which automates product market videos. An AI agent which automates product market videos. Now let me explain how it works. Now, let's say a client submits a product photo, the title, and the description through a form. So this is the form submission. Let's say you have a business and you want to automate product market videos. Now, in the manual way, when you are working, you will take details of the product photo, you will take the title, and you take a description, right? Let's say maybe through a form. Once you are done, you look at the responses like how Google Form works. You check the responses, and based on what the client has provided, you use that to create the product market video. But then you can actually automate this process without human intervention. So you build this AI agent, and this AI agent will perform the tasks in your absence. Do you get it? So let's start from the first flow. The first flow is form submission. So the client will submit the product photo, the title, and the description through a form. So this is it. Now the next thing is that the AI would enhance the product image automatically. You know, these days you can use Chat GPT to create images. So if you can use Chat GPT to create an image, then you can use that same Chat GPT to enhance the product image. The product image that we took from the form, right? So this is the chat model, the OpenAI chat model. So you have to connect the OpenAI chat model to this so that it can enhance the product image. Now, once the OpenAI chat model enhances the product image automatically, the system now generates multiple marketing variations. Yes, yes. I think, yeah, okay, exactly. Yeah, so the system now generates multiple marketing variations and it now creates a runway for a professional video, right? Now, once everything is done, so you can see download file here from the form submission, you can upload a file via Google Drive. Now the system will download a file and it will create the image to convert it into a file. Then the next thing is that um I don't want to use complex things here, but then there's something we call APIs. I would explain that later on. Right? We have post and we have get. Later on, I would explain it vividly for you guys. But then just look at the flow so that at the end of the day you get to see what it will do. Now, once it converts it into a file, it now gets the URL and the video generation will start. You see, the whole thing is that I'm taking a product photo and I'm creating a product market video from it, all by an AI agent. So the AI agent will do this task without human intervention. So once the photo was uploaded, this product photography agent, this agent would enhance the product image automatically, and it will now generate multiple marketing videos. Now, as soon as it gets to this point, this is the point where it starts with the video generation, right? Good. So as soon as it starts the video generation, yes, as soon as it starts the video generation will actually be done based on what it learned here and the activities that were achieved here, right? So as soon as the video is generated, it will now send the video to the client's email. As simple as that. So this is an AI agent that is automating product photos, or let's say product image, title and description into a product market video without a human doing anything. So assuming you expand this AI agent further, you make it more complex. This AI agent alone could replace someone in a field or at a workplace that does product market videos. So this is how AI agents work, right? And with this particular AI agent, it is no code. There is no need. It doesn't have programming behind it. It uses logic and tools. So it's not going to be stressful. But then you would have to understand. You have to understand the logic. You have to know the framework, the flow of how the manual task is done before you can automate it and add AI to make it an AI agent. So this entire process, what happens is that the the person who built this or the person who build this AI agent will just create a website for the form submission. So as soon as it submits the form, as soon as it submits the details, it will pass through all these agents and convert it into a video and send it back into your email. So you will feel like, oh, this one was being done by a human, and this one was being done by the human, and you pay. But you don't know that most of the tasks or most of the things that are happening these days are being done by AI agents. Sometimes you can be chatting with an AI agent, you will never know. There are AI agents that they are conversational. They are called conversational AI agents. So let's say uh, you might be chatting with someone, you feel like, oh, I'm chatting with a professional, a professional sales agent, but then you don't know that it is being handled by an AI agent, not a human, an AI agent. So later on, when the human agent comes, the human agent will get a summary of the entire conversation and will probably take action. So this is how interesting AI agents. This is how interesting it is. And trust me, the first AI agent I built was an AI agent between my president and I. Yes, God, he was the one who spearheaded this initiative. Yes, he's the president of the College of Engineering, KNUST, and I'm the vice president. And during our campaign, we were supposed to do a debate, a presidential debate, but it couldn't come off. So I was like, oh well, I want to build an AI agent that would work like a debater, that would do more like a presidential debate. So the first agent would act like George, and the second agent would act like me. And the two agents are going to debate based on a set topic. Right. So AI agents is an interesting game. Trust me. And I'm using a lot of AI agents. These days I'm feeling lazy because I'm using AI agents to automate a lot of things, which ideally I should be doing manually. Right. And this is how fast the world is moving. And this is why we would have to embrace artificial intelligence. Right. Yeah. So back to here, we have types of AI agents. We have reactive agents and we have model-based agents. So reactive, as you know, reactive. So it would basically respond to what they see. You get it? And model-based agents, they think ahead using memory or planning. Yeah. So once again, this is an intro session. So later on, when we get to the section where we are to explain it vividly, you would understand. Oh, I like this comment. Keep it going. Say a nice explanation. That's amazing. Yes, I need your feedbacks as well, because in fact, yeah, I need your feedbacks as well. That's super amazing. Yeah, so there are lots of projects when it comes to AI agents, and I would explain them to you. Right. At the end of the day, you'll be able to build about 5 agents, and maybe you can start your own automation. You can charge people for it. Right. Yeah. See, AI agent is making a lot of money. I know one young guy on LinkedIn who is 19 years, and he has an AI agent biz he has an AI agent business, and is making about $10,000 a month. $10,000 a month. Just imagine. Right. So this is a wonderful space, and yeah, so this is a wonderful space, and trust me, you are really going to learn a lot. Right. Yeah. And what we will do is that what we will do is that AI agent is no code. So I would teach you the hard things first before we do the easy things. Because I want you guys to be very smart. Because when you start machine learning, it would expose you, it will broaden your scope, your knowledge on how AI works. So when you are building AI agents, it will be simple for you. Right. Now let me give you one last example of an AI agent, and then I'll move on to machine learning. Now, do you know these days a lot of people are using AI to comment on posts? Now there's this trick on LinkedIn. If you want to get a lot of profile views, or you want to get the exposure, you comment a lot. So there are AI agents that can comment for you without you being available. So while you are asleep, the AI agent will be writing comments, will be posting comments on LinkedIn posts. Look at how amazing this is. I used one AI agent like that, and I moved from 223 profile views to about 678 profile views in less than 3 weeks. And it's not only on LinkedIn, on Twitter too. And in fact, Instagram. And there are people that when you text with them, they are not, you will see their profile, but then it is actually being, the conversation is actually being handled by AI agents. Get it? Yeah, I can see a comment from here. He said, wow, very interesting. I think it's high time we embrace AI. There are a lot of things that are happening, a lot. And see, AI is a broad space. Every single day I'm learning something because see, a lot of people are doing crazy things with AI. Imagine this: you submit a product photo, you submit the title, you submit the details, it will process everything, and then it will send you a product market video through your email. You can build a similar AI agent that can handle graphic designing. That's when AI advances to a point where it can design graphics. So instead of flyer, when you want a graphic designer to design a flyer for you, you tell the graphic designer the details. Put this here, put this logo there, put this there. It will take the details through a form, it will process it through a series of agents, and it will now submit the designed flyer into your email. Simple. Right? So AI agent is a very wonderful space, and trust me, you are going to benefit a lot from it. You see how I took my time to explain AI agents? Yes, because it is what is running now. AI agents is running now because if I teach you generative AI, ChatGPT has been built. So why do you have to build a whole generative AI model from scratch? ChatGPT is there. So you can tap into its functionality. You get an API. When you get an API from OpenAI or ChatGPT, you can get access to its functionality. Then you now integrate it to your agents so that your agent can work like ChatGPT, which will take the functionality from ChatGPT. You don't need to build a whole model from scratch. And in fact, you might not have the resources to do that, right? Yes. So this is how you can use AI to build AI. So people are using AI to build AI. Sure. Yeah. Let's move on. Now, machine learning is the other section of the course. And what is machine learning? Machine learning. We've been hearing machine learning, machine learning. Once again, this is a very basic definition. When we get to machine learning, the section, I would explain it vividly. Right. So machine learning is basically how we teach computers to learn from data. That is it. You don't need extra advanced definition to understand what machine learning is. Machine learning basically helps computers learn from data, like a student studying examples. That is all. So if you want to build a model, let's say in Ghana, right, there are hospitals lacking doctors, right? Yes, there are hospitals lacking doctors. You can build a full e-hospital with AI systems that can predict most of the diseases based on historical data. So if you want to build a model, or if you want to predict if a patient has heart disease or not, you are going to take past data of patients who have heart disease and patients who do not have heart disease. Let me see if I can. Yeah, of patients who have heart disease and patients who do not have heart disease. So this becomes binary. It's either yes or no. So let's say you can say if a patient has heart disease, label it as 1. If a patient doesn't have heart disease, label it as 0. So you convert the data into a numerical value because computers only understand numerical data. Do you get it? Good. Now, when you train the model based on the historical data on patients who have heart disease and patients who do not have disease, the model would find patterns in the data. It will find patterns and it will now improve with experience. So what happens is that next time when you come back and you feed it with info of someone who comes to the hospital and you want to check if the patient has heart disease or not, based on the info, when you feed it into the model to predict, oh no, this patient would not have heart disease because of what my machine learning model is predicting to me. And there are lots of examples. Netflix uses machine learning to learn what you like and recommend movies just for you. As simple as that. Even YouTube uses machine learning to predict videos that you you like and to recommend it for you. So when you launch YouTube for the first time, it recommends similar videos based on what you like, what you've watched earlier. So if you are someone who likes to watch motivational videos, realize that as time goes on, you would get more recommendation on motivational videos. Right? So this is a trick I've been using. I have two Gmail accounts, and one I use my YouTube, that particular account, the YouTube, I use it for personal development. So the videos I watch, personal development, motivation, learning business tactics, business strategies, and all that. And I use the other account to learn IT stuff. So when I go to the other account, I get recommended videos on what I learn. So one trick is that a lot of times people ask me, "Hello, Godsonic, how and please recommend YouTube channels for me that can teach me, let's say, artificial intelligence." Now, when I suggest the YouTube channels to them, they'll be like, "Hey, Charlie, where did you see this YouTube channel from?" Not because I do serious research, it's because YouTube itself, the machine learning algorithm, recommends the videos to me. So as soon as it recommends, I check the account and I subscribe. So once you subscribe, you get more recommendations, and that's how it works. Right? There are a whole lot of applications when it comes to machine learning. Right? And that will be for today. When it comes to content, we are not yet done. Yeah, so we'll talk about generative AI, large language models, and Python programming. So next time we are going to start with Python programming. But then we'd have to also look at deployment, right? Because when you build a machine learning model, you have to deploy it for production, or let's say for use, so that people can get access to your model and use them. You get it? Good. So we'll also look at deployment. We are going to use AWS, that is Amazon Web Services, to do our deployment, right? So this is a power-packed session. And trust me, if you dedicate this 6 weeks, I've seen a comment, let me try reading it. Yes, TikTok, IG, they all have machine learning algorithms. See, AI is being integrated into apps. See, there are AI, there are AIs that can build an entire website for you without you needing, what's the name, a web developer. Let's say a front end developer to write the code to design it. You can use, example is Lovable, example is Vue. You can use this AI systems to build a full website or to design a full app. AI is doing crazy things. Just that if you don't take a critical look at, or you don't critically analyze systems, you will not be able to understand them very well. Right. Yeah. So that's it for today's theory session. Right. So we are going to look at something we call Jupyter Notebook and Google Colab. Launch them for you. Google Colab, and yes. So Google Colab and Jupyter Notebook. Now, as I said, we are going to learn Python programming, right? For now, I don't want to bombard you guys with crazy things so that you guys will get confused. One thing I do when it comes to skill training is I don't just teach, I coach, right? So you guys should relax for me. Don't be scared of anything. Yes, let me see if I can zoom my let me zoom this thing for you. So please don't, maybe you might have heard somewhere that Python programming is difficult and all that. When you have that mindset, you wouldn't be able to complete it because at the back of your mind, it is difficult, so you might not even try it. I know that you might not even try it. Yeah. So um, I believe you can all see what I'm sharing. Um, oh yeah. So one person just asked the question. Please, will the learning materials be available for us to download? Exactly. We are going to make them available so you guys can download. Right? Yeah. Example, when I code, I would share the code with you guys with comment and explanation so that you guys can learn and understand it. I don't know why this thing is um okay. Let me see if all right. So we are going to use Jupyter Notebook. Let me show you something simple here. Let me create a file. Let me create a new file, a Python file. Yes, so let me create a Python file. All right. Good, good. So let me just name it. Let me just name it as test. Okay. So you can write Python code here, print hello world. Sorry. And you run it. Right. Yeah. So this is a space where we are going to use. You can use other IDEs. When I say IDE, integrated development environment, where you can write codes. Yes. And you can use VS Code to also do that as well. Visual Studio Code. Yes, you can also use that too. Original. Good. Amazing. Yeah, so you can also use Visual Studio Code to do that. Now, we can also use Google Colab. Now, the reason why there are some AI projects that when you run, you see, when you use Jupyter Notebook, you are running the code on on your local system. So if your RAM is not strong, there are some data that when you train this on it, you need high computational power to train the data. So it might break. It might break when you are using your CPU. So Google Colab is more like a space where you can also write codes. You can also write Python code. You can build AI projects there. But then the advantage is that it gives you access to. You can see when I go here, change runtime type. You can see CPU. You can see GPU. Right? You can see TPUs too. So GPUs are basically more powerful than CPUs. So in a case where we are building a model that requires high computational power, we will have to change it from CPU to GPU so we don't crash our system. See, I've crashed my laptop 2 times. I've crashed my laptop 2 times because of AI. I was training large models on my CPU. That is why sometimes you need instructors to guide you through all these things. Right. Yeah. So this is Google Colab. We are also going to use Google Colab. So before we start with everything, we'll have to install Python. The Python installation is very simple. Now let's quickly install Python and let's install Anaconda. Then we are done with today's session. Yes. So in the next 10 minutes, we'll be done. Yeah. So if you want to install Python, just basically type Python download. So based on the PC you are using, you can download for Mac, you can download for Windows. Right? Yes. For the sake of time, I would handle Windows for now. But then we'll record a short session on installation for Windows and installation for Mac. If you are using Linux too, I don't use Linux. Yes, but then I know there are available videos on how to install on your device, right? So just go to maybe Python download for Windows. Now you look out for Python's official web. Yes, you can look out for. Someone asked the question, interesting question. I'll answer the question right after I'm done with this. Is I know this guy. Is ML used in WhatsApp bulk messaging? All right, don't worry. I'll answer that once I'm done with the installation. Yeah, so go to python.org and click on download Python. Now, once that is done, you click on this one, download Python 3, and you can see it's downloading here. Now, the Python installation is very simple. There's no time for me to do all these things, but then once it's done downloading, you just click on it, you click next, next, next. The installation is one way. You'd be done. Now, the next tool we would need is Anaconda. So you'd have to go to Anaconda download, right? Let me cancel this download. Yes. You go to Anaconda download. That is anaconda.com. Then you click on it. Good. Now, when you click on it, before you can download it, you would have to submit your email. So your email, then you agree to receive communication from Anaconda, blah blah blah. Um, anyhow you want it. Accept all cookies, and you submit. Now, once you do that, it's the download link would be okay. Yes. Once you do that, you can now see download here, download here. You can install Miniconda as well, but then use this download, right? Yes, you realize that the download would start. It is about 951 megabytes. Yes, so the installation is also one way. Just next, 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 complete, and it will be installed, right? For the sake of time and because the session is a live event, there wouldn't be time to walk you through everything. But then the setup is very simple. It's very, very simple, right? Good. Now, once you download Anaconda, let me cancel this as well. So assuming we've completely installed Python and Anaconda, hey, it's not easy. Yes. Once you are done with that, let me see if let me share my entire screen so you guys get everything vividly. Um, all right, good. Yes. So once that's done, we can now go to click on Windows, right, and look for a file. Once Anaconda is done installing, you will see a folder here. Now, anaconda is more like, let's take it as a house. Let's take anaconda like a library, or let me use a house or a large building that contains all the tools you need for data science. So when you launch anaconda, someone asked the question if you can use um yes, someone is asking, so can we download the Python and anaconda on any laptop? Yes, yes, you can. You can. And please, can I use VS Code? You can use VS Code, but for the purpose of this training, for you to walk you through this training and understand everything, you would have to, you have to follow the, it would be great if you follow the instructor, right? Yeah, you can basically, what you can do in Jupyter Notebook, you can also get the installation in VS Code as well, right? So I want to launch Anaconda for you guys to see how it would look like. Yes. So as it's loading, I'll be sharing another thing with you, right? Yeah. So with the same folder, next time when you want to launch Jupyter Notebook, you just click on Jupyter Notebook and then it will launch, right? So when I want to launch Jupyter Notebook, once you click on Jupyter Notebook, you would get this thing, this window, which contains more like a summary of whatever is happening on the server. So you can see server app, blah 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 blah, and all that. Yes. Once again, you don't need to know all these things. These are back end stuff. Get it? Good. And one other thing is that if you check here very well, you can see Anaconda Navigator. You can see PyCharm. Now, PyCharm is also an IDE where you can write Python code, run Python projects, and all that. Right? So you can see it here. You can see Python anywhere. You can see Gluevis. You can see um, Oracle. You can see GT Console, Spider. These are all tools you can use when it comes to Python projects. And basically, the Anaconda space is mostly used for data science. So it's a data science community. You get it? So you have all the tools here and you can launch them here. As simple as that. Yes, as simple as that. Now, one other thing we would have to notice is that you don't, if usually when you're launching Anaconda, it really takes time for it to load. It depends on your machine as well. You get it? So you can just launch Jupyter Notebook from here. You can just launch Jupyter Notebook from here. So once you launch Jupyter Notebook, it will open locally on your browser. So that is where you can see this here. So this is Jupyter Notebook. You can create a file and write your Python code here. As simple as that. So these are the tools we need now. So once again, please do well to download Python. Do well to download Anaconda. These are the two things you need for you to get started. Yeah, so please do well to download them. Yeah, so at this point, we are done with today's session. And I would like to answer a few questions before we end. Yes. So there's one question that I skipped. Is ML WhatsApp bulk messaging? Someone is asking this because I do that. Now, WhatsApp bulk messaging is automation. When you add AI to it, that is when it becomes an agent. Machine learning is different. WhatsApp WhatsApp bulk messaging is automation. So just like how a human being will sit down, search the person's and type the message in the input field, you've written codes that can detect those fields and do the process step by step. But this time around, it will do it quickly. So WhatsApp bulk messaging is automation. Now, an when you add, let's say, an AI to it that can reply the people, that is when it becomes an AI agent. Do you get the whole scenario? So when I was let me give you an example. When I was celebrating my birthday, I did this simple automation because I have a lot of contacts. I have about 24,000 contacts. And one thing is that I can't create broadcasts because I will scroll and scroll. I will never finish. So what I did was, because I have large audience on my large WhatsApp viewers, I created this simple automation tool that I was like, type, send me the word Sonic. You will get my flyer instantly. Then my birthday flyer instantly. Then you post. So that one was automation. That one was automation. It was not AI. But then if you add an AI, let's say you import ChatGPT's functionality and you tweak the code a bit for it to answer, for it to provide responses, that is when it becomes an AI system, right? Yeah. So yeah. So that's what I would say for now. Someone is asking, what if you use PyCharm code editor? Oh, see, we are using. You see, when it comes to machine learning, you'll be working with data. Do you get it? You'll be working with data frames, data tables, and all that. So you need an interactive IDE that can display that data, that table for you. That is why it's recommended you use either Jupyter Notebook or Google Colab, right? Yeah. And someone is saying, please, say, when will the lesson end so that now we would know how to manage our time. So usually the sessions will be 1 hour 30 minutes, and it's from Fridays to Sundays. So Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Now, when you join the lesson, do well to watch what I'm doing and understand. Once I am done, I will share the Jupyter notebook with the codes to you. So Jupyter notebook, let me show you something. You see this? I can create, let me insert a cell above and create a markdown for you. So Jupyter notebook allows you to write code and you can even document it. Oh, let me convert it into a markdown. Okay. So basic code to print hello world. Right. So I can document everything for you guys to understand. And I can add comments. Can add comments for you. So let's say code to print hello world. Print hello world. What happens is that when I code, I'll share this Jupyter notebook file with you guys. Then you guys can open it with your Jupyter notebook so you understand what it means. Right? Yeah. So let me add something here so that you guys will see it very well. See something. Let me add 3 hashtags here. Escape M. So I'll share the Jupyter notebook with you guys so that you guys can follow and learn from it. So even if you were not able to join the live session, when you read the Jupyter notebook with the codes and you run it, you understand it as well. So there's a backup for a better um, understand, for a better comprehension of the lessons. Right. So this is all we have for today. And let me see if I can answer a last question, then we close. Sina, please, if I have Anaconda Navigator already installed on my laptop, of which I didn't go through the Jupyter Notes process, can I still be? Yes. As soon as you've installed Anaconda, Anaconda comes with Jupyter Notebook. So what happens is that you can launch Jupyter Notebook from Anaconda. As I said, Anaconda is like a house which has all the tools. You get it? So you can even find a folder here, go there and launch Jupyter Notebook. Or if you're not seeing it here, just launch the Anaconda and Navigator and you will see Jupyter Notebook inside. You can equally use Jupyter Lab to do it. It's basically the same thing. Yeah, so that's all we have for today. And someone is saying, since Anaconda has Python, and do we still have to download Python? Okay, now the reason why I'm saying this is I wanted you guys to download Python is because sometimes we'll do certain things off Jupyter Notebook and Anaconda. And if you haven't installed Python on your PC, you run the code and